day of our event, we want to go ahead and fire it up and get it going. Let's head to YouTube again, head up to your account, and go to Creator Studio. Same place we set it up. We're going to go to Livestreaming, and then head to Events. The event that we created was called Test Event, so it's located right here. And we can go back in and edit our event before we start. I think we got it how we wanted it. So we're going to go to Start Hangout on Air. When we hit this option, it'll ask us if it can use our microphone and our camera. We want to allow. Okay, so here we've got our Hangouts window. This is how we're going to control the webcast. Up on the top, we can mute our microphone. We're doing pretty good. If you're hardwired, you're set. Go to the little wheel. That's your settings. Want to make sure we select the right camera from the drop-down menu and the right microphone. We want to hit Save. Now, normally you would see yourself here on the camera. You can't see me there because I'm using my camera to actually record this video. So let's look at our options. This button, Start Broadcast, is something you have to really be careful with. If you hit this button, that's going to start the broadcast. There is no going back at that point. So let's double check everything else, make sure it's set up the way we want it. This little gray box is called Control Room. I can go in and mute my video or mute my audio. I can control my volume, my audio level in the broadcast. If I go to cameraman settings, if I'm planning on having additional guests, I can control the audio and video for my additional guests. Remember, this setup is me broadcasting to whoever's watching. But if I want to invite another broadcaster by clicking on this Invite People, this Invite People link will allow you to add not just you in this little window here, but you'll have other broadcasters. And Cameraman allows you to control their settings. If you come over to Screen Share allows you to share either of your screens here. It'll also allow you to share individual application windows. If I wanted to show you what I was doing on PowerPoint, this shares with my audience what I'm working on in that window. To stop sharing, click Stop at the top. When I go over to the left, there's one more option here. That's the Hangouts Toolbox. Hangouts Toolbox allows you to put on a lower third. In a news show, that's where you have a little band here that has your name and your title in it. Right now, Hangouts Toolbox is inoperative. A few days ago, it was working. So we're going to have to wait and see if that third-party application comes around. But keep an eye out for it because it is awesome. Everything seems like it's set up and ready to go. But one last thing to do before we fire up the broadcast. And that's, let's go back to YouTube. And we're going to go to our test event. But we're not going to click on Start Hangout on Air. We're going to click on the picture of the event. This takes us to the landing page. This is what your audience is going to see. And you see a chat box here. If we click on this little 3 dots here, we can pop the chat out. Now, while I'm interacting with my audience, I can see my chat in a separate window. Now, if we tried to record our event in Hangouts, while we had this open, we would get a mega raging echo in the microphone. So let's go ahead and close this out. And we'll put our chat box on the left. We've got our Hangouts window on the right. And we are ready to broadcast. So at this point, we would hit Start, and we can begin our broadcast. It says starting at the bottom here. Now, the only thing that's changed, we can still access Screen Share. We can still access the Cameraman app and control our guests' audio and video. You can still change cameras if you have to, or change microphones, mute either camera or video, or invite other broadcasters to join you in this broadcast. But the only button we have to be careful of is that Stop Broadcast button. Now, while you're broadcasting, students are going to show up, or audience members are going to show up in chat. You can go ahead and welcome them in by saying, hey, sign into YouTube to live chat. Because they're not going to be able to chat unless they've signed into YouTube. That's basically it. You come in, you share your screen, you share your camera, and when you're done, hit Stop Broadcast. It says broadcast has been successfully terminated. So if we close out our Hangouts window and close out our chat, let's head back to YouTube and let's take a look at Creator Studio again. Under Creator Studio, we now aren't going to see Test Event listed under Livestream anymore. It's going to be listed under Videos. Let's click and see. So Test Event, we now have a DVR copy available for students or audience members to go back and watch if they couldn't make the live event. You can take this, you can share a link, or you can embed it on Blackboard using the embed code. Thank you for watching, and thank you for attending the workshop.